Hey guys, back with you again. This is for you, those of you that watched my earlier video. I think I made it about an hour or so ago. This is my only night off on Saturday. Back to it tomorrow night, or I guess I should say tonight, since it's early in the morning. But I just wanted to show some recent acquisitions. Really glad to get a lot of these stuff I wanted for a while, and I've been put back some money from all the overtime I've been pulling. So got some Silver Age keys. I got my first CGC book, and we'll just get to it. Okay, this is a I guess this you could call this kind of a Silver Age key, maybe a I don't know, maybe a low key Silver Age key, but I had seen this book a couple of years ago, and I didn't get it, but I remember the cover and I liked it. And then Captain Strangelove just showed a video recently where he had a copy of this, so I saw one up for a pretty good price, and so I put in my best offer on eBay. This is Mysteries of Unexplored Worlds number 46. This is actually the first appearance of Son of Vulcan. And I just always thought it was kind of his costume and all that kind of stuff, just kind of smack you in your face type image, So like I said, I remember seeing this book years ago, and I don't know why I didn't get it then, but it just always kind of stuck in my mind. But got like probably a VG fine minus copy of this, a pretty good price. This is some old Charlton comics, and actually this is one of the characters that DC acquired back in the 80s before they did the first Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I think he appeared maybe like in a panel or two, like in the last issue of Crisis, and later on I think he was in maybe a page or two of the history of the DC Universe, and he actually had his own miniseries about 7 or 8 years ago that they put out, which I'm kind of curious about now, so I might try to pick those up. It's a cool little piece of comic history. People like Charlton Comics. First appearance of Son of Vulcan. Got Dr. Kong and the Giant Gladiator at the bottom there. So, pretty cool book. Okay, got a copy of Justice League of America 17. This may not be a major key per se, but it's another one of those key books for me. One, it's a book that I didn't have in my JLA run, so that knocks one more off. I think I'm about 31 shy now, 30. But this is the first appearance of the Tornado Tyrant, and I'm going to give you a little short history. This character actually showed up in Mystery in Space 61 when he fought Adam Strange, and later on showed up in the JLA, and he was sort of like a force for evil, but you find out there is another side to him. So there's like two parts of the same creature. One is good and one is bad, and the good part actually broke away and helped defeat his evil counterpart, or whatever you want to call it. I've not really read the issue, but I've heard a lot about it, but I knew the history of this. So this is actually the beginning of the character of the Red Tornado. Not the Golden Age one, Ma Hunkel, but the Silver Age Red Tornado that was in the Justice League, and one of my favorite characters, or my favorite JLA. He's just kind of interesting. But to go along with a little history of that, the android Red Tornado actually first showed up in JLA 64. Okay, but he was on Earth 2, and he says, okay, I've come back and I'm going to join the Justice Society, This was his first costume. Of course, they were thinking, okay, it's Ma Hunkel, but it's not. They find out it's an android created by the villainous T.O. Morrow, Thomas Oscar Morrow. Anyway, he was programmed to destroy the JSA, and this is like the first part of a JSA-JLA team-up. But in the next issue, they actually he turns good, helps the teams out, and I guess he kind of he's in the JSA, but he kind of falls in the background. You don't see him for a long time. I think maybe later on in the early 70s he shows up. But he actually becomes a member of the JLA in JLA 106. You know, when he comes in and he's like a traitor or whatever, once again, but he assumes I think he assumes as a civilian identity in this of John Smith. But this is where he officially joins the JLA. Okay. And all this time, you know, the Leaguers were thinking, okay, well, he's just an android, but he wants to be, you know, he's got the Mr. Spock syndrome. He wants to be more than human. So they kind of wonder, well, how did this, you know, how did he get emotions in the first place? Well, JLA 193 gives you the real true origin of the Red Tornado. This is a great issue. Well, one thing, you have a preview for the All-Star Squadron in here, and you have Jerry Conway and George Perez on the art on here. So that makes it a great issue in itself. But you find out the T.O. Morrow, you know, captures the Red Tornado, and he's wanting to dissect him to make him to find out what makes him like he is. Why is he so unique? You know, what gives him the right to have emotions? I'm going to take him apart and see. Well, when he does that, you know, this big blinding light comes in, knocks him out, and the JLAers come in. So what's happened to the Red Tornado? You find out that the thing that made Red Tornado human, or have a soul or a spirit, so to speak, was the entity known as the Tornado Champion, or the Tornado Tyrant, and it split him into two different beings. So you had the evil tyrant, and you had the Tornado Champion, and I think all the other Justice Leaguers were knocked out or otherwise occupied in this story. But Firestorm is the only one around, and he finds out the true origin. You know, that when T.O. Morrow actually made the Red Tornado, the Tornado Champion came in and fused his self with Tornado. So that's why he had human emotions and feelings and all that, and he had a soul. So, but you find out in this issue that you had the evil, you know, Tornado Tyrant and the Tornado Champion, and Firestorm was the only one to fuse them back together. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't read this, he actually fuses the evil one back with the good one, and they make Red Tornado whole once again. But, you know, in the course of time, you know, through the JLA series, he has got killed and come back so many times that people kept wondering, well, how did he do that? Well, this is the answer. So he actually has a living soul inside him, albeit an alien. But that is what makes Red Tornado tick. And there's been stories since, you know, a few years ago, when he wanted to have his, somehow he got Zatanna and some other magical people helped out where he had a human body, but he still had his powers. But it was all a trick, so he had to go back, you know, by some villains, so he had to go back into the android body. But he hasn't shown up in the New 52 yet. I've seen a couple books where they've had mention of him, so I'm patiently waiting to see what they do with him. I'm not crazy about everything the New 52's put out, but you know, I'm still following the JLA books. But, you know, if you're interested, a little history on Red Tornado. Okay, another really cool Silver Age key. Finally got a copy of. Tales of Suspense 59. And this one, you have the first solo. You know, I know a lot of you already know this, but this is the first solo Cap adventure since the early 50s. So this is a big key. You know, we got a great Kirby cover there. This is it looks probably a VG Fine or Fine Minds. It's got a couple things you can see. I don't know. It's got some water stains. You got a water stain at the top. Another little water stain down in the corner. Got a little bit of spine wear, but you know, overall it's a pretty good looking issue. So I was really glad to get this one. Okay, here's another key that I actually went to a con in March looking for this, and they just wanted too much for it. But I found a good deal on Comic Connect, and I put my offer in, and the guy accepted it. But this is a copy of Flash 137. Now this is significant for it's actually the third team up between the Golden Age Flash and the Silver Age Flash, Jay Garrick and Barry Allen. But in this you have the first Silver Age appearance of Vandal Savage, and you also have the first Silver Age appearance inside of the Justice Society. So for that reason alone, it's a cool book to have. But like I say, I think the first Flash team up was in Flash 123, and then 129 they teamed up again, and then in 137 it's the third team up. And this is all before Justice League 21, when the Justice League and the Justice Society first got together. So another little brief history lesson. Like I say, first Silver Age Vandal Savage, and you have the first Silver Age appearance of the JSA, even though it's only in like maybe a cameo, because Vandal Savage, spoiler alert, has him imprisoned. But they start talking, so maybe we should get together, and come out of retirement. So right after that's when you have the first JSA team up. So really cool issue. This is probably like a fine minus. It's got a couple little dings on the bottom there, right here, and down on that corner, but other than that, it's pretty solid. Of course, Milo makes it look better, but everybody knows that. Okay, another big key. Wanted this one for a while. Put in the best offer on it. Got it for a decent price. Hulk 102. First issue of the second series, right after the short-lived series that Ditko worked on. This is another really cool Silver Age key. And it's probably, I actually got this. This is they call this a Fine Plus Plus, a 6.8. So really didn't have a whole lot of issues. I think right at the top on the corner it's kind of blunted. Other than that, the colors are good. It's kind of hard to tell with the Mylar, but it's a pretty decent copy. So another major Silver Age score. Okay, this you could call this a Bronze Age key, I guess. This was always one of my favorite titles and one of my favorite books. I've got 2 or 3 copies of this. What's funny, I had probably a very fine near mint copy of this I sold on eBay several years ago, just because I had so many copies and I was trying to get some money for some more books, and I actually regretted getting rid of it because that was like the highest graded book I had, and the rest of mine are sort of like Fine or VG Fine or something, just reading copies. And I have my original, which is probably in tatters by now. But I found a copy of this CGC, and I put it in my best offer and actually paid half what I actually sold my original copy for. So we got All-Star Comics 58, and this is a Bronze Age key for the fact that you have the first appearance of Power Girl. You have the revival of the JSA in their own title, first time since 1951, I guess, 52, I'm not sure. But it's got a reappearance by Star Spangled Kid. You hadn't seen him since maybe Justice League 101 and 102, probably 4 or 5 years earlier. And then you have the Earth 2 Robin. Got a great Mike Grell cover. It was kind of hard to see with the glare, but try to see it, but I got this in an 8.5. Like I say, first appearance of Power Girl, Kara Zor-El, first issue of the title since, it was right, 51, and this came out in 76. And another cool thing, Jerry Conway wrote the story, but you have Rick Estrada and Wally Wood. I'm not a fan of Rick Estrada, but anything Wally Wood inks, it looks like Wally Wood. So this is really, the art in it is great. So my first CGC, real happy to have this one, and then especially since it's one of my favorite comics from the 70s, or because it's really when I first started getting into collecting. So really glad. Okay, guys, thanks for sitting through that. As always, appreciate all comments and questions. Like I say, I'm getting 1 day off a week, and there's a rumor that I might actually get Labor Day weekend off. They're saying we might get a 3-day, but probably closer to a 2-day. So hopefully I'll get to throw up another video or two, or or at least get to watch some of your guys' stuff. I've been trying to catch up slowly, so you know, and everybody on here has got their own little their favorites. You know, they got their own little group that they like to watch, and people that watch their videos. You know, and I've got, you know, and that's not to say that anybody else that watches or comments or subscribes isn't appreciated. You are. It's just, you know, when you get so many, it's kind of hard to answer everybody. But I am going to have another contest soon, because I've already went over 150 subscribers, so I need to come up with something for that. Still working on it. I don't have a lot of time to do it, but that will be coming soon. Like I say, you know, anybody that subscribes is appreciated. You know, it's not a slight if I don't get to comment on your videos, or I don't get to answer a comment, or even the people that are in my little core group, if I don't get to do that. It's just a time constraint, and this is like my third or fourth 60-hour week I put in. You know, 6 days, and I had to work 12 hours about 3 of those days. So pretty weary, but I got some rest today, and I was glad to kind of get caught up on YouTube. But once again, thanks for watching. Love you guys, and we'll catch you later.